Shazam! Fury of the Gods. This is a 2023 superhero film set in the DCEU or DCU, what you want to call it. Directed by, once again, by David F. Sandberg. And the plot is we see Billy Batson is now living with the family, with his foster's brother and sisters, and of course his foster mum and dad. And things are going well for him as the superhero named Shazam. It's not till these sisters are looking for this seed to create a new life after the most recent incident from the first Shazam movie. So it's up to Billy and his foster's brother and sisters to stop these sisters from taking over the world before it's too late. Now, what do I think of Shazam? Fury of the Gods is, I love the first movie. I think it's still my favourite out of them all, besides Wonder Woman. The reviews I'm hearing, it's getting a lot of mixed responses. So far from what I'm hearing, audiences and fans seem to like this movie really a lot. As for the critics, they're somewhere in the middle, so it's getting a lot of mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people liked it, some hated it. Me personally, I thought it was fine. It's not bad. I think it's a pretty enjoyable, good time, but it's definitely a step down from the first movie with its story and a lack of focus. And I think that's the biggest problem. But let's not go into it. Let's just jump right in. So this is going to be my quick review, or just my quick general thoughts on the film. Zachary Levi as Billy Batson, Shazam, also Asher Angel, who plays Billy Batson. They're both great. I think both are still enjoyable, especially Zachary Levi. He's just having fun in the role. He just seems like he's enjoying himself. I know there's been a lot of stuff going on between him and Dwayne Johnson, the whole Black Cat situation, which I'm trying to go in there. I'm trying not to do the whole, oh, he said, she said this. Zachary Levi, he's great. I still liked him. He still has his moments. I do like him. He's still his character focuses on trying to keep the family together, even though they're stepping away, because most of them are going to leave school, and of course they're going to start going to college and going to separate ways, that nothing lasts forever, especially with the family, especially with the whole parents, with the foster parents, that Billy didn't say him as mom or dad because it's he just still wants nothing to do with that yet. Freddy has got a character moment in this film. Freddy, he's still the typical, superhero nerd, and he gets bullied up. But it's not until he meets this girl named Anne, played by Rachel Zegler, I think that's the character's name, who is, mild spoilers, she's one of the sisters of the two other sisters, by Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu. More on that later. But she's fine. I think she did a good job. She does have a good performance, and her character is pretty fine. She's not that bad. As for the rest of the Shazam family, they had their moments. I think the one character I really liked outside of Billy Batson and Freddy is Mary. I can't remember the actress's name, but she was fine. She's really good. I do think she's a more mature female character compared to the other one who's acts like a child. But I will admit, her character, she was fine. She does have her moments. She does have her voice and reason about stuff. And of course she likes studying. She's more or less the same as she was in the first film. And I'm not going to admit, I know there's a bit of continuity. I think one of my YouTuber followers said it. There's an actress who played the Shazam versions, a different actress, not the same one from her normal Mary. But then it plays the same character, which continuity error, I don't know. But that's the way I see it. As for the other characters, foster family, they're fine. They do have their moments, but they're not much. There's not much to them, because they're barely in the movie that much. But you do focus on Shazam family, which I do like. I thought that was really cool. For the most part, I do think the story is a bit lacking. There's just one story, but it does feel unfocused. There's so much going on with the whole plot, the sisters, and the whole gods, mythical stuff going on, which I feel like they could have done some more with it, because there is a good plot there, but it just felt unfocused, if you know what I mean. It felt a little bit, could have done some more work done with the writing, and it could have stuff been there. As the action scenes goes, I think they're fine. They're really enjoyable. It's entertaining. There are some cool moments. The third act, though, I will say, is enjoyable. it has some cool moments. Some of the action scenes are very entertaining, but I will admit the third act went on for too long. It did drag a little bit. There were a couple of times I was like, okay, it's cool, but pick up the pace a little bit. You know, it started to get a bit boring for the most part. The visual effects still great, and I will say the biggest problem with the movie is the villains. Now look, Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu as the two sisters, they're fine. They did their best. I think their performance is good. They do give their all, but there's not much to them compared to Dr. Thaddeus Sylvia from the first Shazam movie played by Mark Strong. You know, compared to that, it's just felt lack of focus. I think there's still missing the emotional weight to it. I know I don't want to compare something to the MCU, but say what you will about Ant-Man and the Wasp, because say what you will, you all agree that Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror is the best fit, because at the very least, in that movie alone, at least it has a villain, knows what he wants to do, or at least has a clear motivation that what he wants, and because at least it had something going for its storyline. But here, it has not much to them. It's just there. I get what their idea was, but there's not much backstory or has no stronger emotional focus, if you know what I mean. But I wish that the emotional stuff can do better. So the other biggest problems I have with it is the Skittles constant joke, which, look, I get it, there's not much product placement in it, but the whole going Skittles joke, especially the one character, I can't remember the character's name, who gave these Skittles to these unicorns, which, not the biggest fan of that. I find that a little bit jarring, especially says taste the rainbow, which, okay, I get the joke was, but it's a little bit ongoing, a little bit too going until some parts. Shazam Fury of the Gods, it's not a bad movie, it's enjoyable, it is a movie you can sit and watch. It's a movie you can have fun with, but my biggest problem with the film, it's just felt lack of focus. It could have done so much better, and the whole going joke with Shazam going about Wonder Woman, and especially has that dream sequence with Wonder Woman, and of course a wizard played by Dominic Husso. Sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. The one who played the character from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and also in Captain Marvel. You know, one says who, but anyway, yeah, he's in the film and he was fine. He was doing okay. He was just there for the most part. He's not much to him, but I will admit he does get something more to do compared to the first film, which is good. At least that's something. Shazam Fury of the Gods, it's a fine film. It's not bad. It's not awful. It's definitely a good time. You will, like I said, you'll have fun with it. You'll enjoy it. It's definitely not as good as the first film. But I will say this now. I'd rather watch this again over Black Adam. Yep, I said it. You can hate me later or hate me in the comments. My rating for Shazam Fury of the Gods is, it's a good time. I'm just going to say that. It's a good time. I recommend you guys go and see it, and also stay behind the credits. Even though it doesn't go anywhere because the DCU is getting rebooted. So there's that. Right guys, comment down below, what do you think of Shazam Fury of the Gods? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's okay? Or do you absolutely hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below and please be civil in the comments. And of course, until next time, see ya!